This pulled up. She's speaking about
happening with Caitlin Clark and the WNBA is absolutely absurd. I actually think we're running into a bigger problem than people realize. If you're not familiar with what's going on. Basically, Caitlin Clark has been getting obliterated on the basketball court. It's very obvious that girls are coming for her. She's getting technical fouls for clapping. Just recently, there was a player that literally was like pushing her in the neck, like punching her in the neck, like this is WWE. The bigger issue I see here is far greater than money. WNBA showcasing that when a generational, a once-in-a-lifetime player, who economists are literally predicting Caitlin Clark's impact on the WNBA is in the billions, you guys. When a girl of that much value goes into the...
That's the message being conveyed to every young girl who is currently watching the WNBA. Avoid being overly radiant. Avoid being overly successful. Avoid encouraging those around you, as they will come after you if you do. Furthermore, what we're seeing with Caitlin Clark goes beyond basketball. Because certain players and officials can't handle her success, the league is deliberately undermining the one person making billions in economic impact. The figures are accurate. The only player in women's basketball history whose jersey sales are comparable to those of Steph Curry is Caitlin Clark. Games that previously struggled to reach 200,000 spectators now have 3.2 million thanks to her. Her impact on the WNBA is estimated by economists to be in the billions with AB. Nevertheless, she is missing games due to the league's failure to shield her from what can only be called targeted aggression, not because of subpar play or lack of rest.
Clark and Alyssa Thomas situation is worse than the first one when she got a technical just for clapping. One thing about this internet, your boy John always say, it give it and it damn sure take it away. And that's exactly what is occurring with the WNBA. See, the WNBA didn't know how to survive and succeed on the success of Caitlin Clark. Well, something that they're about to go through is a boycott like no other. Fans are demanding something be done with this Alyssa Thomas situation for criminal, or they're already canceling WNBA league passes. The viewership is about to go down. I'm expecting tomorrow game to be one of the lowest viewed games of the entire
The specifics are important, so let's find out exactly what transpired. Alyssa Thomas did more than just foul Caitlin Clark during a recent game. In what appeared to be a wrestling maneuver rather than a basketball play, she made contact with Clark's neck region. There were 3 players nearby. Despite the referee's observation, no foul was called for some reason. This was not a play that happened too quickly to watch in a split second. This was obvious. It was captured on camera, and Clark suffered what witnesses called a horrific injury that prevented him from moving further. This is where things become worse. Gina Cross and Angelica Suffren, the 2 referees officiating that game, have a documented relationship with Caitlin Clark dating back to her time in college. Immediately, fans began pulling receipts. They discovered trends. Massive free throw differences were regularly seen in games involving Clark that these 2 officials officiated. In one game, the Fever made 15 free throws while the other team made 32. That disparity is negative by 17. Twice is a coincidence, once is an error. However, there is a pattern when it occurs often with the same referees.
Last season, if you guys have been tracking the channel for a while, about how much these WNBA referees make. Now, at the time, it wasn't nothing. Some even got paid just $400 a game to ref these games. Now, a lot of these referees are NBA referees, but here's the thing. A lot of these referees come from YMCAs, high school. There is no like referee college or something. Now, there is courses that they take to kind of work on making calls. They take little things at the end of the season, have meetings, and they go over every call from the entire season that garnered review, that garnered,
Fans do their homework when they get upset because the internet moves quickly. Social media was inundated with proof within hours of that non-call. Screenshots of past games and statistical analyses demonstrating how various referees are assigned to Clark's games. Videos of dubious calls and non-calls were compiled, and the results were scathing. These aren't just angry fans expressing their frustrations. These individuals are giving hard data. They are demonstrating that Caitlin Clark receives a lot fewer foul calls than she does with other officiating crews when Cross and Suffer do not officiate fewer games. In any NBA game, opposing players can make contact that would result in flagrant fouls, and these referees don't even sound the whistle for a common foul.
The
Evidence points to either glaring ineptitude or, more concerning, deliberate bias. The front office of the WNBA should be terrified of what one fan pointed out. They claim that these referees are unfit to officiate fifth-grade games, let alone the highest level of professional basketball.
And you know what?
The resumes make sense when you look at them. A large number of WNBA referees are from leisure circuits, YMCA leagues, and high school basketball. Unlike players, officials do not have a comprehensive minor league system. At the conclusion of the season, they review contentious calls, attend meetings, take some courses, and that's about it. The NBA employs professional referees who work full-time throughout the year. The WNBA features part-timers who until recently were making $400 per game.
For happening because they don't want to be labeled an ist or a probe. Until people can get over their fear of words, this will continue. These are not mistakes. It is intentional bias against Caitlin Clark. It goes on to say, great stats here against Angelica WNBA. We would like to hear from you. How incompetent do you get to be before being let go? Just let her focus on dancing, probably what she was doing and why she missed calling the foul when 3 players was near Caitlin. This was at the game when Caitlin Clark was severely injured. I'm going to have to say she was severely injured.
However, the referee scenario is only one aspect of this catastrophe. What this whole thing shows about the WNBA's perception of Caitlin Clark is the true problem. Furthermore, the league views her as a problem to be handled rather as an asset to be safeguarded because of their actions. Or, more precisely, their inactivity.
Consider this rationally.
One of your players is making previously unheard of amounts of money. The league as a whole has seen an increase in ticket sales, not just for Fever home games, but also for away games. Fans want to see Caitlin Clark perform, so once half-empty arenas are suddenly selling out. Every previous record for television ratings has been broken. Sales of merchandise are soaring. Now, corporations that previously had no interest in sponsoring the WNBA are lining up with checkbooks. This exemplifies a generational talent whose influence extends beyond the realm of sports. What is the league's role? Game after game, they enable her to be physically targeted. They allocate her games to referees who have a history of bias. When she claps her hands in frustration, something that male players do 50 times a game without facing any repercussions, they issue a technical foul. But they fail to call flagrant fouls when she is struck in the neck. While Caitlin is sidelined due to injury, they allow Alyssa Thomas to play the following game as if nothing had happened. The message is very clear. In reality, we don't want you here. All we want is the money from your fans.
I just got to be honest with you guys, man. It ain't looking good for the WNBA right now. I don't think there's nothing they could do. They got to suspend her more games, bro, for them to try to save this league. They have to suspend her for more games. Something has to be done. I just got to be completely honest with you. We got posts like this. Somebody said, I stopped watching the WNBA 2 weeks ago. My wife stopped watching after last week. We canceled our league pass. There is nothing for me in the W. It may have been Caitlin Clark's childhood dream as a second grader to play in this horrific league, but I was an adult. I'm done watching this hate fest. And they got Kathy on there, bro. This is very, very damaging for.
This is where things become really interesting for the WNBA's bottom line. So let's speak about what's occurring in response. These days, fans don't only vent on social media. They're planning. They're acting. Additionally, they are doing it in the one manner that leagues genuinely take notice of. The WNBA's finances are being impacted. Within hours, the hashtag #LightsOutWithCaitlin became popular. The idea is straightforward and disastrous. Fans are demanding a total boycott when the Fever play their next game without Caitlin Clark. Avoid watching TV. Avoid streaming it. Even if you have already purchased tickets, do not go in person. Make a quantifiable, indisputable hole in the viewership figures that the league is unable to ignore or rationalize. Make it so clear that even the most blind CEO must admit that the majority of these folks are only watching because of Caitlin Clark. It's also effective. Screenshots of canceled WNBA League Pass subscriptions are being shared by fans. Refunds are being demanded by season ticket holders. People are stating they're done for the entire season, not just for one game, in the comment sections. Someone said that even though they traveled across the ocean to watch Caitlyn play, they will not be attending this game on principle. Another claimed that their child wears Clark's jersey to bed every night, and they are explaining to the youngster why the TV will not be on and why it is sometimes necessary to defend others, even if it means sacrificing something you enjoy. There are a lot of vociferous trolls in this group. Caitlyn Clark's organized statement introduced women's basketball to a sizable chunk of the WNBA's new fan base, and the league should be afraid.
She's out now. Out because of a game that should have protected her, but didn't. Out because warning signs were given and ignored. Out because the foul that should have been called wasn't. And the player who filled these arenas, who put this league on magazine covers and prime time, will instead be sitting in street clothes instead of warming up. I'm done waiting on Kathy and the league to police itself. So here's what we're going to do instead. When the Fever take the court against the Sparks, I'm calling on every one of you, every fan who picked this sport back up because of her, to sit it out with me. Lights out with Caitlyn.
The WNBA doesn't seem to comprehend what that European fan who traveled across the ocean to attend a single game does. This isn't about favoring one player over another. Basic fairness and player safety are at issue here. This is about a league that begged for mainstream attention for decades, then received it, and then deliberately undermined a guy who gave it to them. Because it doesn't ask supporters to give up on the sport permanently, the cry for lights out with Caitlyn is resonating. They are being asked to deliver a single, quantifiable message. We won't give you our money and viewership if you don't defend the guy we came to see. It's tactical. It's concentrated. Sports leagues are terrified of this type of organized action because it is effective. The logic behind this is what makes it so potent. These supporters are not advocating for Caitlyn Clark to receive special treatment or to never be fouled. They contend that she ought to have the same level of protection as all other elite athletes. When someone breathes improperly on LeBron James as he drives to the hoop, the whistle sounds. The referees declare Steph Curry to be held off the ball. That is the norm for how leagues safeguard players. It is not preferential treatment. Caitlyn Clark isn't even receiving basic protection from the WNBA, let alone star treatment. Additionally, the fans are highlighting the differences between her treatment and that of other players who have receipts. They're sharing video comparisons side by side. Caitlyn gets smashed while driving to the basket in this play, but there is no call. This play features a similar touch and an instant whistle for another top player. This is Caitlyn receiving a technical for applauding. No technical, but here's another player yelling at a referee. All of the overwhelming evidence is captured on camera.
Pass with nobody watching. Not because we don't love this game, but because we do. Love means we are not just background noise when she is the one paying the price. If you flew across the country for a single game like I flew across the ocean, sit this one out anyway. If you've never missed a tip-off, miss this one. If your kid wears her jersey to bed, let her know why the TV is off this time. This isn't about punishing the Sparks. It's about